Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
The blue house, the real tall one.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Yes.
And I'm after that now.
And I'm on the other side of the purple.
You know where I am?
You met Joe before, did you?
I don't remember. No, I don't think so.
Gotta have more meetings.
What do you think? You.
Name, address, email,
Me.
yes, if they have.
I'm the little hobbit house.
Just in case, so we want, that way we can track this here, but in case we need to send them out.
We call it the party house.
I'm on the other side of the street, but I have a phone away. I'm next to Bigfoot's house.
Okay. Your little dollhouse. You have big frontage.
Yeah, that's so
But
cute.
you go across the street to get to the, yes.
Something I bring to the dollhouse.
And we're,
He calls it a dollhouse. My neighbor calls my house a dollhouse. All right, here we go. State's here, the state representatives are here.
Something like that.
Okay. Nobody from the state.
Give a couple more minutes.
Address. Email. First thing to take notice, there's no trash.
How many people are on?
I want to say like 6. Yeah, I can't see without opening it up, but not too many. Because you gotta click admit to get them on, so I haven't done it too many times.
You have to go back to that, see if they're asking questions.
I'll have it at the end. Just open it up at the end. All right, we ready? Good to go? Alrighty, thank you everyone for coming. This is the Public Information Center for the replacement of County Bridge 10K4, Porchtown Road over Still Run at Iona Lake. My name is Richard Hook. I'm a bridge engineer from Connty and Associates. The presentation today will kind of give a background, introduce the project, the summary of the previously completed LCD study, the recommendations and alternative that came out of that study, and then where we are now is the preliminary engineering phase. So go over the goals and objectives for that, the specific design elements, and the impact on you guys, the local community. And then I would take questions at the end. As you probably know, because you're here, the location of the bridge is, Franklin Township at Iona Lake over Still Run. Here's a little closer look of the primary spillway and the secondary spillway of the lake, and then to the south, you got Still Run, the outlets there, and kind of the overall. Background, the bridge was built in 1938. It's a reinforced concrete slab culvert with a concrete drop spillway attached to the face of the culvert. And then you have approximately 95 feet to the west, you have a auxiliary spillway, which is a reinforced concrete box. So the picture's there. The bridge is considered in fair condition due to the condition of its superstructure and substructure. All the highway and roadway components are substandard. So at today's standards, that includes bridge railing, transitions, the guide rails, and the deck geometry as far as shoulder curves and sidewalks. The lake dam itself is classified as a Class 2 significant hazard structure and is overall in poor condition with repair studies and long-term improvements to improve improve its life cycle. So before the LCD study, the county and Connty came up with a purpose and needs statement that included providing a low maintenance, long-term solution which eliminates all existing structural deficiencies, restores the structural integrity and safety, eliminating and reducing the severity of the flooding that occurs, incorporating safety and pedestrian access to the bridge, and minimizing impacts to the community and environment in accordance with all the important standards. The LCD study conducted by DVRPC on behalf of Gloucester County, that was completed in May 2023. Researched a bunch of and completed a bunch of design studies, including traffic counts, environmental screening, cultural resources, H&H, all to get a better understanding of the problems and conditions and criteria that's out there currently. Several alternatives were created to improve the current condition, and then the critical criteria for picking an alternative was the public's opinions and input from stakeholders, the permits and impact, the daily traffic that the bridge and spillway sees, and then just mitigating environmental constraints and minimizing cost and the project length by all means necessary. So the selected alternative with the county's blessing was a new bridge and culvert with a larger spillway, and for the overall goal to improve hydraulics for the foreseeable future of the lake. The main components being replace the spillways and bridge with larger structures, and replace the secondary spillway, which is culvert in kind, and then provide overtopping protection for the like the 100-year floods and the floods that will overtop the roadway. So now we're on the preliminary engineering phase where it stands now, and part of that is replacing the bridge, spillways, and improve the approach roadway. Like we already said before, mitigate and minimize any environmental impacts and right-of-way impacts, and then securing all permits and acquisition for a fast and new construction. So the major design elements you probably care about are the roadway design, the bridge design, the spillway design, and then the overtopping embankment protection. For the roadway design, we're planning on doing about 400 feet of a full pavement reconstruction, and widening the overall roadway across the bridge and the approaches from 24 feet to 40 feet with 2 standard shoulders and 2 lanes, so that, you know, any bike or pedestrian access for whatever reason that can be accommodated, and then you're just bringing all the geometry up to current standards. For the bridge design, both of them, the smaller culvert and then the main bridge, will be using precast concrete elements that are, you know, delivered to the site in easy, fast construction. They're also easy to maintain for the future, so you know, less maintenance the better, especially for when water's involved. Oops. The spillway design will go from what currently is like a box spillway to like a semicircle arch spillway. It will include, that'll bring it up to standard with dam safety and the DEP. It will include a fish ladder, a sluice gate that's easy to access for maintenance when the bridge, you need to control the levels and whatnot. But here's an example photo of what those typically look like. You can see there's definitely maintenance to, you know, the gate or whatever. So during flood time, someone can easily control the flow in and out. The overtopping embankment protection on the downstream side will be a combination of steel sheet pile and an articulated concrete block. Both those were chosen, again, easy maintenance and construction, fast construction that come, fairly easy, ready to lay in place, and they're good for embankment control, scour, and anything else that, problems that occur when severe flooding overtops the road during the big events. Those are 2 pictures of kind of what it looks like. Will be on the downstream side. And how it's butts up right against the roadway there, and then it will go down to the existing grade in the top left.
Could you go into that a little more? I know you're explaining, but you're talking to the wall.
Sorry.
So, the purpose of it, explain a little overtopping. I'm assuming that's a lot of volume of water.
Yeah, so only a 10-year flood can be, prevent overtopping. There's going to be, overtopping, and then that can cause, normally if you don't have anything there, erosion and scour right up to the roadway, cause other problems, just
so it should,
kind of snowballs.
It should defeat the failure we had about 7, 8, 9 years ago, where the part of the road.
Yes.
That's what this is for. That's what this would be for.
Okay.
So this would go pretty much along the whole, as long as the dam goes, this up here would continue on the opposite side.
Okay.
Okay, what you guys probably care about, how it will impact you, the environmental and permitting, traffic detour, and the projected schedule. Looking at all the environmental and permitting, there's a wetlands delineation we did, 2 surveys for archaeological and architectural to address cultural resources, and then the dam safety construction permit to make sure that all construction is, clean and safe for the environment and the lake. This is a traffic detour we came up with because there's just, with the construction of the arch and all the different pieces, it's impossible to keep the lane open. So the best alternative was a detour. County protocol is to use county roads rather than local roads. So you can see here, Willow Grove, Monroeville, Swedesboro, and then back down to Porchtown and Taylor Road is kind of the route that the traffic engineers selected.
We'll put another sign out there so we don't have all the traffic.
Yeah, so ideally, these roads doesn't cause too much backups, easy access for any emergency vehicles, but this is the preliminary detour route. And then the schedule, like I said, we're in final design, we're in preliminary design right now, so then we'll have final and, with all the permitting and checklists, construction anticipated for spring 27. Give us a year, but we're using a lot of accelerated building materials, precast concrete. Like I said, the articulated blocks, so we're hoping it will take less than a year, but permitting, give ourselves a year for construction. Sorry about that.
Recording in progress.
And conservatively, hopefully for a spring 2028 construction complete, and back to business as usual. So that's it for any questions anyone has.
Hi, my name is Cindy, with the Sentinel. I just want to go over kind of where Mr. Hogan was going with that mesh that you're planning on putting. There's a lake that was recently done on Route 47 down there near Barber, headed towards Vining. They had a large embankment there, and then they had to take everything out, and then they put in an area where you can kind of step out. It's a lot more handicap accessible. We have a large fishing community here. The state stocks that lake 2 to 3 times a year with trout. So we do get quite a bit of, and I'm concerned about, right now, the way that that's been, they have a nice big area of beautiful trees or a little bit of everything that goes here. So is that going to take that out completely? and just be like a metal mesh like you were showing there? That's
You're-
what I'm trying to get with the
Is that on the
embankment.
other side of the road?
This is right.
That's correct. That's on the other side. So when the flooding,
The spillway side is where you're planning on putting that, or
no, the opposite side, the south, the other side of the outflow of the dam.
where the dam is.
No, the other side. So it'll be the still run side.
Runs on one side. I think I want to know where most of the fishermen stand.
This is all along here. You can see we have boards actually here. You can take a closer look, but all along here, as far as the dam goes, that's will be those block will slope down. So this side will, will still be
So
accessible.
on the wooded side.
Correct.
Right. So what's going on the other side? What are you doing on, what is your plans on the other side there? It comes up to the houses, we've got 2 or 3 homes there in the front. Like,
Right here, you're saying?
yeah, what goes on that
Does
side?
lake level will stay about where it is now for those homes?
The lake level will come down. I mean, just very little for construction itself, but then it should be, when construction is over. But it shouldn't. We'll mitigate that as much as we can, as far as But no, the lake level should remain similar to what it is now.
And how about the road situation? What's going to happen there?
What do you mean the road situation?
The road, so there's going to be
Detours?
detours,
Yes.
okay, for how long?
As long as construction is, like I said, we plan on permitting for a year, but
So for a full year, you might have to detour another way?
that would be the maximum.
A year?
And yeah,
And when, my concern is I have a property right on the lake and I want to redo my bulkhead. The water will be lower, so it's going to be convenient for me to do that. Am I able to do that? Do I need permission from the state? I already have a deteriorated bulkhead on the property, but I want to fix it. What are the states?
is one of your houses the one?
It's across the lake.
Oh, then I don't.
Where you're-
I can't say with 100% certainty, but I don't think that should affect your improvements at all if it's on the opposite side.
But do you need permission to fix it, or do you
You'll
have to get a permit?
You'll
to-
need permits from the state.
Whatever you would normally, I don't know, what's required, but our project I don't think would change anything. Sorry.
Who do I talk to find out if I can do it or not? The state, the county?
I
I
believe.
already have an old bulkhead there that needs to be fixed. And I want to get it right while the water's low. What do I do?
I'm not sure on
And who do you work for?
Pannoni Associates.
For who?
Pannoni is the name of the engineering firm.
All right, so that's what I need to know. Because when this is done, I would like to redo that without getting a penalty or getting fined.
I think you need to talk to the township.
That's first step, is to talk to your township, and they can tell you what kind of permits you'll need to do it.
I think you're going to need DEP permit.
Need what?
A DEP permit.
And what is that?
State Department of Environmental Protection.
And
The only reason I
the
say
county
that-
will know about that?
The only reason I say that, it's
Your town.
Sure.
Say it again?
I've just gone through that down shore. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you're going to need a DEP permit. If you're putting a new bulkhead.
No, I'm not putting a new bulkhead, I'm improving the old.
Without putting a new bulkhead in front of an old.
No, I'm not putting anything in front, just right on top of the old that exists.
That's not the way it works. It'll go right in front of your old.
Okay, so you know who I should talk to?
I'm just telling you what,
I'd reach out to the township. I don't think, but the original question, I don't think this project will have any impact on, your ability to do that. So, but I think the township would probably be where to start, and they might send you to some permitting form or something you got to fill out and apply for.
Okay, so you figure for a year, we're going to be detoured, right?
Up to a year.
can I raise an issue as far as being a little lakefront homeowner also? Can there be any signs out there as far as tractor trailer traffic coming down our road? There are no businesses on Porchtown Road between Delsey Drive and Harding Highway. We don't need tractor trailers running down that highway and rattling the hell out of our homes.
They come off of, they come down Williamstown Road
Right.
and into the lake, and then they.
Right, but I'm saying there's no businesses along that road. We don't need tractor trailers coming down that road. There are no businesses, there are no deliveries being made. So can the township put up, or it's the county, or whoever owns the road, put up signs to block them from coming down that road? Because there's been several instances right where Porchtown, Williamstown, and another Cape come together. Tractor trailers are coming out there, they have no idea what they're doing, they're backing up, they're going into the lake area, they're backing into people's homes. It's a problem, and there's more and more. Now it comes to GPS. We've got the GPS to take a shortcut to get to 55, Route 40, or Delsey Drive. Coming through our area, there are no businesses.
County roads are designated truck roads, so they cannot be posted for no trucks.
Can you put
I mean, during the detour, we'll have signs up for the detour, but as far as restricting trucks, you can't. You can't do that on a county road.
So what
1976, we passed, I was police chief, we passed a 4-ton limit on that road. It didn't hold up. Okay, the road, right, as you come out of your driveway, is still 4-ton.
Right. Now, what road is that? Is that Porchtown or is that Williamstown?
I'm sorry, I'm already here.
Is that Porchtown Road or is that Williamstown Road? Which road has the 4-ton
Porchtown
limit?
Road was a 4-ton limit in 1976,
Okay.
but it didn't hold up, as county engineers tell me. So that's why you have trucks on it again.
And there's nothing we can do about that.
Right. You know, there's no reason why they need to be on these little tiny county roads where there are shoulders and they're tight. There's no room for leeway to get between those roads at all.
I'm just telling you the reality, and it was really bad in 76, was 55 wasn't built through. So they're getting off now, we're shooting down Porchtown, picking back on 47.
I mean, I've seen tractor trailers come out of Williamstown Road at that stop sign right where the lake is and try to hook a left-hand turn, get back on the Porchtown Road and head back towards the center of Franklinville. And they've got traffic all blocked up because they're backing up. They're going into the lake area where people can fish.
So it's something that we really need to.
There might be some
discuss
secondary
with the
engineering
county
you can
then.
do.
Not here in this meeting. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Another issue I have is they are going to widen the road, you want to say?
Yes.
We're going to have a safe pedestrian walkway to walk. Because a lot of us that are local, we walk, and we're all around this lake, we walk all around that lake. And you come up around that bridge, you got people parked right on the bridge, their vehicles are on track, going past the left side of the shoulder. They're actually out to the road. People coming the opposite way, come flying around that bend, someone's going to get hurt, there's going to be a major accident. And now with me as a pedestrian walking out, I got to walk around these people, walk way out to the middle of the road to get around these people. I need to put no stopping, no parking along the lakeside of the road. They'll use the opposite side.
Did you say it was going to be a 400-foot pavement?
Yes,
Where's that going to be?
the scope of the project, so it'd essentially be almost the length of the dam, a little bit shorter.
We got like a picture you can point at?
I have one up here. I can show you, but mostly right where the two bridges are now.
Yeah, it'll be on the lake side. Am I correct?
Yeah, it'll be right here. Estimated 400 feet of new pavement or level, pavement.
And it'll be on the inside of a guardrail?
Yeah, it'll be, yes. So, here, I can show you. So here you can see it's kind of faint, but this is where the existing is, and it's, it says existing pavement is essentially 24 feet out to out between the guardrail. There's like a 1 foot shoulder, if you want to even call it a shoulder, and now there will be 2 8-foot shoulders. Now, the pedestrian, I mean, I don't know that you can do anything about, or not that I can't, it would be a county thing to prevent anyone from, parking or speeding there. I don't know how you control that, but there should be, compared to what there is now, ample area for pedestrians to, cross relatively safely.
But there'll be no places for them to actually park their cars, correct?
No, it's like a shoulder anywhere else. Like it's not, you don't typically park in a shoulder. It's not a parking spot. But people still do,
People do.
Right.
That's the issue.
Yeah, if people do it, then that's,
But once it's built, the township could pass an ordinance.
Someone can enforce that.
There's no parking on one or both sides of the road there if they choose to.
Yeah, that is the big side of the road, they shouldn't go without parking.
Well, that's up to the township.
But then where do these people park?
That's also up to the township.
Parking the lake house, this whole fishing.
Yes.
Has your engineering firm met with our township officials? Because I don't see any of them here, with the exception, Mr. Hogan's a county official, but I wanted to know, have you sat down and met with our administrators or any of our township officials?
They were all involved with the LCD process of what alternative we wound up picking. So they were involved. They did a resolution of support of the one that we chose. So they have been involved all along.
They have.
Yes.
And there's been constant communication between the county and the township.
It's just, to be honest with you, I go to all the meetings and there's never a report. And I think for these, I haven't met with any, none of these that I know have been out there to look at anything until tonight.
Everything, any updates or meetings should be posted, from my understanding, to their, to their
It wasn't
website.
even posted on their website, to be honest, but you had to bring it to their attention today.
Yeah.
So it wasn't posted, and I never got a public notice at my newspaper either.
We'll maintain the bridge, we'll maintain the street.
And this is funded by the federal government 100%?
State aid.
This is state money.
State? No federal?
Federal was for the LCD report, but the rest of the design and the construction will be state money.
Okay.
And how will it affect our taxes in any way?
It's part of their yearly budget of what they distribute throughout the state.
So is that a yes or no?
That I can't answer. That's all part of the whole entire state's budget.
They have a budget for infrastructure, and they thought this was, an important project to, it's not going to.
You know that for sure.
I'm not in charge of that, but I know they get, an amount for infrastructure and transportation, and then they allocate that depending on what projects, are important or needed. But no, I don't have any information on the taxes.
The township is not paying for it. That's your question, right?
Township is not paying for it.
Correct.
Alrighty then. All right, do it.
The water drawdown during this construction period, do you know how much of the lake will, it's like it's going to go back to just being a creek till they're done? And then the lake will fill back up,
From my understanding, the H&H analysis, it will not be a lot. I know that's not a number, but it won't be going back to a creek. It'll be lowered slightly, but just for the construction and the coffer dam and to keep water flowing through. But and then it should be a comparable level when everything's said and done.
When she asked about replacing, you said, are they one of these?
Yes.
Or one of
on
those?
the roadside?
Yeah.
Is that lake, will there be any?
No, I was just saying, something closer to the structure, and if you're doing construction, that may have more of an impact. She was, changing, I think, her bulkhead or whatever. But if it's,
those houses, that's why we wondered if it's going to affect them.
no, it shouldn't. But if you had a construction project or something that was on the water, it's worth looking into. But on the other side of the dam, it's not going to. or the other side of the lake, I should say. It's not going to impact the project, so.
Any other question, Jim?
Jim.
Who is responsible as far as the landscaping of Iona Lake? Is that all under the county?
Excuse me?
That's okay.
The landscaping of Iona Lake, along where they're talking about on the road and also the fishing area, which used to be the old beach.
Right.
Does that fall under township or does that fall under county?
This would be a hybrid relationship. It always has been. County would ultimately end up being responsible for the road. The bridge would fall to the township.
Okay.
So it's a hybrid relationship to begin with.
Okay, my question is with the landscaping along the
Landscaping, you have to be careful because you have to keep vegetation off of the dam.
Correct.
Roots, water dams fail from below.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So you gotta keep the roots.
Recording in progress.
Off of the dam.
Who is responsible for that?
Township, because
Right, the township?
when I was sheriff, I was also county emergency management coordinator. I was emergency management coordinator in Rio Grande. So that was a situation where I would have to call up when I saw too much vegetation and say, you gotta get it off, you gotta keep the vegetation off of the dams.
Because well, I'm questioning that is because
It's just general maintenance.
right. Well, what I'm saying is, you look at Franklinville Lake and you look at Malaga Lake Park. They're beautiful. I mean, the grounds are kept nice and clean. The grass is cut. There's no weeds. And you come to Iona Lake and we're treated like an ugly stepchild. Him and I are the ones that are constantly cutting down weeds when they're this high. We call the township, you get down maybe twice a year. To cut it down after we complain. But still, I mean, the weeds are growing higher than the fence. You can't see the lake from the road when you're driving down.
I think when you're done, you're going to see a real nice situation here.
Okay.
And you can't lose sight of the fact this is a high hazard dam. It has to be fixed.
Oh yeah, because I remember the flood that we had here in 2011. It topped the road. Their property was flooded. Their house was surrounded by water. I have water in my crawl space all the way up to the beams. And if the electric ran out, we had a way of pumping it out.
I live just off the lake. I get water when it decides to rise.
So yeah, people on the call, I think you said that after the project's completion, the county is kind of in charge of the bridge and the roadway, and the dam and its spillway kind of falls on the township's, maintenance and care. So anything associated with it.
There's already preliminary agreements, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And who takes care of monitoring the water level of the dam? Is that the water level of the dam? Is that township controlled or is that county controlled?
The township will be responsible for maintaining the dam.
I'm sorry?
The township will be responsible for maintaining the dam. So
Okay.
you mean if you wanted to lower the water before a storm, I'm sure at that point we would be in contact with the township about doing it. But otherwise, they should never have to lower the lake.
Okay, so if our water level is too high, because I'm waterfront, so if I can see it's too high, I can call the township to say it's too high before we have water in our homes.
I don't think it's going to be the situation where we used to grab and pull the doors.
Okay.
Proper level. Because you had a situation where, particularly Silver Lake dumps the water on us and they never told us, okay, that it was coming. So I think I'm not an engineer. I don't tend to be, but I think you're not going to have that situation doing any manual work.
So
Still do that test, correct?
But there is a gate.
you have the secondary spillway down here, but this, like I believe it would be someone from, because like we just said, the township, the dam and the lake falls on their kind of responsibility once construction's done. and you'll have something similar to this where, you know, whether it's by, I don't think they really do manual spillways anymore, but, you know, controlled spillway where you can, someone from, that's the township that's part of maintenance can come out and, you know, open that gate to control the level.
Okay, but it is the township, not the county.
Township is dam and spillway, and county is bridge and roadway, yes.
Will the gate be manual or?
I don't know. I think they're all more electric these days than the older ones. There you spin a wheel, but I can't say for sure.
The picture you have up there, that just looks like an invitation for kids to run around there. Is there going to be something that, you know what I mean?
It's a good point. They do have, you know, climb-resistant fence, but haven't got that. That would be a final design thing. But and I also don't know. They could, you know, theoretically, you could still find a way around it, maybe. But yeah.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
Always can. But, okay.
Rich, let's be honest, you want to run around.
Yes.
Question on, is there anything like a draft for where the fire companies, right now, like they have it in one location, but in Malaga, it's in a different, I mean, I'm just going to say this, we don't have water and sewer down here and fire hydrants. That is our source right now for saving the community if there's any fire. So is there a different draft that comes off of that, like what you have in Malaga Dam?
So I believe right here in this picture, I think you can see it right there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be replaced and it'll still, you know, still be accessible for fire.
And there's also one on the other side of it.
Yeah, those will, you know, be replaced.
Okay.
And I remember the Connty fire, and it was, I mean, they had to bring in everybody that way. So that was our, you know, major source because it saved the, not only Woodlands, but the homes in that area.
Yes.
So I know they probably wanted to upgrade it. I know we had a meeting with them a couple of years ago.
They will be replaced, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
For them to widen the road to that 40 feet from 24 feet, you'll have to bring a lot of fill in, put on the opposite side of the road from the lake to make the road wider.
Yes.
And then after that, there'll be that mesh stuff with concrete to, if water does overtop the road to.
Yeah, that concrete block will butt up right against the roadway and the guardrail, yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
I have a question about, I don't know that the answer can be had here, but I have a question about stormwater runoff. I don't know that there's a study that's going to be done or has been done in conjunction with what you've done that could give us a little further understanding of the ecology part, and also we have headwater lakes that spill into our lake, obviously, as you guys are saying. So, from everything that I have observed so far, our lake as it stands is not ecologically balanced. I'm not sure anybody that lives along the frontage can attest to this. So I'm not sure where that comes into play and whether the upgrade of a spillway will control some of that. But there's always this thing about other lakes spilling into our lake, and that's my concern. Because it brings with it, okay, we have this much sludge at the bottom of the lake, and ecologically speaking, it's not being decomposed properly. And I've seen this increased over a 7-year period.
So you're saying from other lakes that, I guess, debris or, you know, pollution is coming in?
Yeah. I understand Garrison Lake was just completed, right? They have a new dam now?
I'm not sure.
No.
Sorry.
You guys might know. Garrison Lake?
Yeah.
They have a new dam there, right? They just completed one?
I'm not sure what it is.
Anyhow, just a concern in general is that we wouldn't be continuing to, receive,
the debris and contaminants that will come from the runoff, into our lake.
There was an H&H environmental study, but that was, those are in regards to the spillway and the flow and the overtopping. I don't know that, that would be a more comprehensive study, I imagine, just on pollution in general, and, how it's coming in, and I can't say that that would be part of this
Recording
project.
in progress.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, there's an answer somewhere. Yeah, not that you're responsible for that.
I think it would be, a DEP, maybe, it's not involved in our scope, unfortunately.
Nothing's popped up on there from the people online.
No one in the chat has said, I believe, raised their hand or anything. Does anyone have a question on the call from the Zoom? Well, if anything comes to mind, or you have more specific questions that you want a longer answer to that I wasn't able to provide, you can, got a month, to reach out, and we could get a more specific answer from either Barry or me, and Benoni and the county. So
is this a done deal? Is this already decided?
It's under preliminary, design, and we're soon going into final design, and then the funding is allocated. So it's not being built currently, but
Thank you.
Thank you. There's some drawings up here, kind of overall plan views and general elevations of the proposed design. If you have any questions, I can answer those too.
Just keep the online live for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody live then.
Not to my knowledge.
I'm Dan Bowler. I'm the
Will the raised any higher, or is it going to stay the same height it is now?
What's that?
The road is going to be the same height as it being raised up?
They actually show it on here, so the profile and the existing is this dash line and the proposed, so very minor. You wouldn't notice it, or anything, but that's also you were asking, someone was asking about the pavement. Start here. This is the beginning of the full pavement, and then the end here. So it's not, kind of goes basically the length of the dam, a little bit less than that. Basically where the shaded area is. And it'll tie into what's already out there.
Good, how about yourself?
The internet's going in and out, so hopefully this.
So I just repaved Porchtown Road up to the intersection there. Might have to get you to extend your paving like 100 feet just to.
Yeah, this is.
I know.
This is purely based on this.
It's a long
Yeah, because we just repaved down to Route 40 about a month ago. So right here. So Rich.
Oh, okay.
I repaved that intersection and all this road. So we might have to just extend it just like that. I say no. I'm sure I'll ask you when we're reviewing it anyway.
Yeah, y'all blame them. This is going to be like they're going to detour this right here. Yeah. Here.
Remember one thing that they have before.
Okay, just posted it.
And my driveway.
I just
If anyone has any questions that weren't answered or you have further, you can reach out to the county or myself here for the next month.
Yeah. Just got it all recorded.
I did. That's gonna be